Hi guys, back with another video for you. This time it's the Mantic Kickstarter of recent times for their terrain. This is one that Chris once again has done because he's got more money than sense. So I know next to nothing about it. I'm as interested to see this as you are, hopefully slightly more. And I'm going to shut up and let him do the talking. Go Chris.
Hi guys, Chris here. Yeah, this is Terrain Crate from Mantic. They did this on Kickstarter and it was due out on May of this year. It came about 2 weeks ago, so typical Kickstarter, just slightly late, but nothing to complain about. This box contains bits and bobs for a dungeon, this one contains bits and bobs for a town, and this one contains bits and bobs for a battlefield. Now this is in a fantasy medieval setting. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut away and we're going to look at each box individually. So first we have a contents sheet, so that's handy. We'll see if anything's missing. We have a little brochure from Mantic showing their other products. Very good. Let's look at some of the parts. Yeah, some nice cabinets and things. Okay, some railroad bits, probably for a mine. Some just general things to throw about, you know, barrels and stuff. Very nice. Some more bits of barrels and things. Nice bits of rubble, debris. Not really sure what all it is, but mostly debris. All quite nice. That's quite nice. Yeah, this looks like some fancier stuff, more like a wizard's room. Oh yeah, this looks like more mining, train track things. So I think it'd be nice for a dungeon. And yet again some more, so I'll actually be able to do quite a lot with that. Oh, it's even got inserts. Very nice.
I'm just going to throw in, since I'm standing here looking at this, that stuff ideal for Wild West. There's nothing that you put out there that wouldn't look out of place on a Wild West table.
Absolutely. And now, treasure piles. Because we always like treasure. Oh yes, that'll get useful. Let's see, what's this? The same thing again, just loads of treasure. So, and then lastly, these look like trapdoors and things of that ilk. So for Hero Quest, that might be useful. Very nice. Also, back inside the box, these were in the bottom. These are for actually sectioning it off and separating it when you keep it in the box. So that's in that box. Overall, very happy with that product. That's a nice box, and that'll all get used. So first we have the brochure, The Walking Dead, Dreadball, and Train Kit. Very nice. Contents, same as before.
That's a nice mixture of stuff, even just by that picture.
Yeah, and we'll look at the parts. Okay, so we have tables, a couple of chairs, and we have candlesticks. Now, the candlesticks are slightly bent, but it's the type of plastic that does react to heat, so the hot water trick will work with these. And then there's things like tankards to stick on the tables, other chairs, all very nice stuff. You know, that'll definitely get used in games. So, I think we'll move on to the next bag. Now, some of this actually looks like repeats from the previous box. This is more wardrobes and things of that ilk.
Your corner bookcase there, and is that a stack of books at the top? Just the middle little item?
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
That is a stack of books.
Yeah. That's quite nice. The stack of books, the corner unit, and the writing desk I didn't see in the previous pile. Those are really nice. Again, these are just screaming to me. Be it Wild West, be it from the 1920s, you know, any table, any building is going to look lovely dressed up with these.
Well, that's it. The reason I saw is I thought there's so much these can be applied for. There really is. But here, we'll move on to the next bag. See what more fun stuff we have. Yeah, we're really getting into Hero Quest territory now. So we have a little bed, and we have a training dummy. We have a target for archers, a weapon rack, and this looks like a planning page that you would stick on a table. So, very nice. This, I believe, is a repeat of the tables from the previous set, so I get 2 sets of those. Still, very happy with them. Little dinner plates and other things. That'll all go down very well in the game. Okay. And this is, I believe, a repeat of another one. This is the wardrobes and things again. Books, still very nice. These will get used. Now this is the one I was more interested in. This is a blacksmith and toolsmith. Yes, so you've got a little anvil and you've got a forge, wheat blower things, shovels, bales of hay and other such things. Little cart. Very nice props in the battlefield. Or even just this town. Well, it is the town crate. This will all look very well when you stick it next to a few 28mm buildings. This is more of the archer bed and other bits and pieces. So all welcome.
So it seems to be roughly sort of 2 bags at least of each thing. There is repeats, but they're kind of sensible enough repeats.
Well, having more than one bed is sensible because you're likely to have more than one person at a location. So, and training things, yeah, would be normal enough to have multiple targets. So yeah, this is all reasonable. Now this one's different. Now that's nice. Now that'll need the heat trick, but a little cart you could attach the horse to. You know, the cart's nice, and just some general stuff for a store. Very good. Okay, this is a fireplace, some sort of a stool, and what looks like beer kegs, bottles, and in fact, yeah, that's a wine cooler or a wine cellar.
Is that a bar?
I think that might be a bar. But here, all good.
Sorry for chipping in.
It could be, I'm not sure. But yes, there is multiples. I think that basically they just doubled up for stuff on stretch goals. So that's the same again. So same again. So plenty of stuff in that regard. And last but not least, carpets. Fancy chairs and magic mirrors.
Now that box, just for my 10 cents worth, stand here getting to watch all this. That box has probably more interesting things, bigger things, but maybe a bit too many of the same kind of ones.
Yeah, but I can see that being a problem, maybe. But it would have been nice to have maybe more different stuff. But then again, there's so much stuff there that you sort of you just think of other things. Isn't that easy?
No, true, but I'm maybe thinking like there's that last bag, carpets and mirrors. Now granted, they look like fairly. It looks like a gilt chair and gilt mirrors or gilt picture frames.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of bags of that, as opposed to I think 3 bags of the bar kit.
Yeah, no, there's definitely, but it seems if you notice they're in a different colour, and there was one bag in the other box that was a totally different colour. I think these are the more exclusive bits.
Right. Yeah.
So
kind of the treasure troves of each bag.
I think so.
Yeah. No, fair dinkum.
So same before, you've got dividers in the box for storing, so very good. So overall, Town Crate, very happy. So, Mantic brochure yet again. Very nice contents. Happy with that. First bag. Oh, they're quite nice. So that's a little stone wall with spikes on it. Yeah, that'll definitely look good in the battlefield. There is a repeat of the same thing. All very nice. And I believe the final repeat of that part of the set. So multiple gates and multiple corners. That would stretch the whole way across a 4-foot table, so that'll get used.
You're not going to complain too much about having fields and being able to separate them off?
No. Now, more fences. This one is a nice little bush. Got some blocks, signpost, and some other bits. That's nice, that'll get used. This is the same again, so not complain about that, that is nice. Oh, now that's nice.
Cool. Wee encampment.
Wee encampment. Oh, that's great. You've actually got the wee poles to make something on a spit. A little fire and block of wood. Here, they're a good size for 28mm. They're nice. Very happy with that.
I think the only thing I've seen doing something similar to that is Renatra.
Yeah.
Used to do a camp set.
You do. Tight squeeze in the box, in the bag. Same again. Still, no bad thing.
Little camp, big camp.
Yep. And last one. So, we do quite a big camp there. Very happy.
And of course camps for both factions, a two-way game.
This is it. Now this is actually a repeat from one of the previous sets. So, no bad thing to have an extra cart and an extra horse. And now we're talking about just extra general stuff for about the battlefield. No bad thing. So again, dividers in the box. Very happy with that. That'll get used. So all good. Right, we have just tried out Terrain Crate on a little game called Song of Blades and Heroes, just to give it a try, a little skirmish game. As you can see, this is some of the terrain on the board. These are some of the guys we were playing with. It was great crack putting it out on the table. It looked very nice. Great scenery. We didn't interact with it probably as much as you would in certain games, but to be fair, we didn't really put any sort of objectives in regards to any of it. It was just a case of it was nice window dressing. It looked like a nice little campsite. We had some walls put in, and it was just nice to actually see things on the board. Even though this is all one colour, it hasn't been painted yet, it still looks nice. It's, as we were just talking, it was kind of like an old, one of those little old army bags you'd pick up and put on the table, very reminiscent of childhood. So great fun. The quality of the plastic's pretty good. The one thing I would say is there's certain things that have kind of warped. For example, this is warped quite badly out of shape, but the good news is, because of the type of plastic it is, you just put it in hot water and you reshape it and it doesn't really have a problem. But no, this worked out really well for skirmish. I reckon this would work well for a larger war game as well. I don't see any problems. Say we did bring into the walls into play, it would slow down movement, so we did get a little bit of use in regards of its actual purpose, but I think this will paint up really well. I'm pretty happy with it. I think we'll probably get using it quite a bit more, and I think the guys in the club are kind of looking at it like, well, that's quite nice. So there's probably too much that comes in the actual sets for myself, so I'll probably sell a few little bits on, but that's not a problem. When I bought it back in 2016, I think the Kickstarter was around, I want to say Halloween last year. I think it worked out about £120. So it was $180, and at the time I think it worked out around that. So, you can't really go too wrong with that. It's pretty good for what you get. Say that was us just using a little bit out of one of the boxes, so there's so much there. I mean, some of the boxes of stuff, like the dungeon stuff, is fantastic. Some of the little train sets, a lot of things in the town crate, some of the things like the blacksmith forge is fantastic. There's all these wee things, really nice touches. But yeah, they kind of nearly give you too much of the same stuff. It would have been nice maybe to see a few more different bits, but still I can't really complain. The price is good. I mean, it says cheap, affordable, sci-fi or fantasy scenery, and that's what it is. So there's really very little to actually sort of say negative on it. It's a really good set. We're certainly going to get the play out of it, so it'll be nice when I get to painting it up, although I'm kind of dreading at the same time because there's quite a lot to paint. But seeing a couple of guys online, it does seem to paint up quite well, so it doesn't seem to be a big drama. So yeah, pretty happy with that product, and I think that's more or less all I have to say. Do you have anything to say on it, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, totally agree. Visually, even unpainted, it was nice on the table. It wasn't offensive. I'm just sort of sitting here enjoying looking at it as you're chatting, and one of the things that strikes me is I think this set, far more than a lot of sci-fi terrain sets that I've seen.
Yeah.
This has a much broader use. There's a lot more games, not all of it, but a fair whack of what you have there. I could quite happily see in a number of non-fantasy games.
Yeah, this could work for this could work for a Western. This could work for Napoleonic, historical, like many different things. That this has got range.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, the battlefield stuff itself, yeah, nobody necessarily wants a battlefield cluttered up, but for something like Songs, Blades and Heroes, it was kind of ideal. You do want clutter, and you want personality on the board. If you're playing a large formation game, okay, you're not going to want as much, but you've got the choice there. You've got the flexibility in the box of what to go with. But from, as you say, Wild West, 1920s adventures, exploring, Africa or Egypt or whatever. The tents, how you paint them, changes what they're for, and you've got enough of them to paint them up in 2 or 3 different styles.
Exactly.
The fences again, and the fact you've got a lot of surplus in terms of fences, you can play with it, and if you want some destroyed pieces or whatever amongst the fences, you've got scope for that too. The little campsite. This is going to lend itself quite well, I would say, to things like 7TV, which I find a much more storytelling game.
Yeah, this will, yeah.
Where you want that. And the bookcases and everything else. I mean, okay, you play Bold Action. We played Bold Action in the past. We've gone in there foreground houses, and there's your empty house. And I know there's guys that do the little pieces of MDF furniture and all the rest of it. But again, to literally want something to just pop up in the box, to dress up an objective, to dress up a room as the focal point.
Yeah.
This here again fits the bill quite nicely. And yeah, you said it earlier, if you want to dress up your old Hero Quest games or Dungeon Saga or whatever, it all works. So yeah, I would like to fault it. I would like to be able to say to you, you could have done this with it, you could have saved money and done it. And I don't think I can. The warp stuff, yeah, fair enough. That's what you expect, and that's fixable. The smaller things like the signposts and the fences, okay, they need based up. They're behaving themselves perfectly now. I knocked over the fence 2 or 3 times when we were playing the game.
Yeah, but then that's to be expected. No, I do think we'll be gluing them down onto a flat base and just putting a bit of flock around it and going, that'll do.
The other thing, the last thing that just hits me is, you know, like you're not, but I know an awful lot of gamers who are now that age where their little ones are starting to play with them. And that comment you made earlier about like the box, I know exactly the old box of toy soldiers and tanks and flags and tents that you got. And yeah, with this gear here, bar the tiny pieces, you could quite happily sit down to play I'm teaching my son, daughter how to tabletop war game.
Yeah.
And not worry, even if you didn't paint it. There's enough there to be able to go, well, you play with those, or you paint those, son or daughter. You know,
there's a lot of stuff there, like the walls. I wouldn't even maybe even paint them. I'd probably just put a wash on them.
Yeah.
You know.
But I like the idea that there's a scope here, there's a durability in it. That if I want to sit down with my son and play something that I don't want to get precious about it. I'm not going to care if he chumps a tank on top of it or knocks it off the table or spills his cola over it. This stuff again is just beautifully perfect. Or if you have a club in a school and, you know, like ourselves working with the young ones and things do get broken or get bounced about, there's very little in this that you have to kind of go, oh well, I'm not putting that out on the table, it'll get brushed.
Yeah.
This stuff's going to bounce off a wall if you flung it with all your might.
Oh, it's that type of plastic, yeah, that there's no brittleness or anything to it, you know, it's... Oh, I hear there's the other game that we haven't even mentioned, an RPG like D&D, this stuff for like doing encounters and stuff.
Yeah. Like,
this is the sort of stuff the guys I know would absolutely love this.
Adventures in a box.
Yeah.
TM.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right, we've taken up enough of your time, folks. Check it out, Mantic. You can get this from your local hobby store. I think they can order it in now as stock items as well, minus the few, I think there was a couple of Kickstarter exclusive-ish
Basically, bits. I think in this version of it, there is more stuff. There's more repeats. I think there isn't as much repeats in the standard edition that you buy in the shops.
Yeah.
But this one, yeah, they've basically doubled up and gave you loads of extra bits.
You're giving us your money, so we're going to give you more than you need. And you normal peeps can just go into your store, buy you still get the fancy box for storing it and everything too.
You still get the same box, but I do believe it comes in like a plastic tray thing.
Right.
So it's like more standard, whilst the ones we have come with nice little dividers, so you can sort of separate them out.
I could live with that. I would be tempted, bar for the fact that I know you're going to sell me some of this stuff anyway, I would be tempted to look at acquiring some of it. So that's the highest recommendation I can give it.
Oh yes. So thanks everyone for listening, and hopefully we'll have a few more videos to come soon.